Okay guys, hey, welcome to this episode. I tell you, what an exciting hunt that I got to be a part of. I'm going to set it up with you ahead of time so you'll understand all the little nuances that involve it. This family is a dear family to us, very godly, strong Christian folks who have meant a lot to us over the years, and we have learned so much from over the years. The elder, and I'm going to protect their identity, and you'll even see in the video, there's not a whole lot of footage. You're not going to get anything off of it, except for there was a tree or two that you can see. I was very protective because I would want someone to do that for me. And so, anyway, long story short, recently found out that the missus, his wife, is getting ready to battle a serious illness. So I'd appreciate if you guys could pray for her. She's going to need a lot of prayers, but also they're going to need a lot of finances. And so, thankfully, he had the cash buried, but he was afraid he buried it too deep. He was unable to find it with his metal detector, and had dug quite extensively. And he's an older gentleman, so it was quite a bit of work. He contacted me, said, I understand that you have some possibly better equipment than my Radio Shack gear. I said, possibly, yeah. And asked if I would help him out. So I told him, I said, yeah, I would love to. Just a matter of getting down there. 3 hours away from where I live. And so anyway, I picked a date and actually got it done here recently. Drove down there, met at about 11 o'clock. We started out to the spot. And you could tell where he had been digging everywhere. And I could only imagine, had I buried that and couldn't find it, I would have been digging frantically as well. So we hunted for quite a while and dug targets. And I'll be honest, I used my GPX 4800, so I had no clue how it would ring up with a bucket full of silver coins. Would it, break because of the signal being so strong, or would it be a smooth tone like a coin or two would be? I had no clue. So we had some breaking signals at first. We went ahead and dug them. Well, we're digging big holes and deep holes because, again, it was over 20 years ago and he couldn't remember really how deep it was. So long story short, we went at it for a really long time, and we backed up, and he was getting frustrated, and I was getting frustrated. And so we're sitting there and we're just talking, and he prays, he prays just for guidance on what we should do. And it was a really nice prayer. And he's getting ready to head back to the truck, and I'm looking around, and of course you guys know that metal detect, you look for depressions, because I don't care how much you fill the dirt in, over time you'll see a little low spot. Well, we're kind of in the woods on this one, and so the low spots you really couldn't see. But I looked over and I saw flat rock laying there, and I'm going to call him Myron just so I don't give out his name. But I looked at him and I said, Myron, any chance you would have put a flat rock over the spot to help you remember? And he looked at me and he grinned and he said, that sounds exactly like something Myron would do. Flash my detector over it, and it just went nuts. And so what you're about to see is us finally getting down to it, and then just the recovery afterwards. It was incredible. And if you've never dug out a 5-gallon bucket out of 1.5 to 2 foot deep, it's not really easy. But what a blast it was. We enjoyed it thoroughly. Praising the Lord that he's going to be able to use those finances. And on a side note, I'm going to buy some of these coins from him. I didn't get paid anything to do this, didn't want to be paid anything to do this. This is a time when they really need money. And so I'm going to buy some of those Morgans because I do want a part of the cash. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Okay guys, I wasn't sure I was going to do a video on this one. Have a friend who misplaced, would you say misplaced, a cache, and was needing to find it. And so I brought the GPX down. He had checked all this area out here and couldn't get a signal, and we just found it. So I wanted to show it to you before we go into, you can see there's the GPX right there. And it's out beside this tree, but we just got down to it. We have not dug it out yet, but we know this is it because we can see this is a 5-gallon bucket full of silver halves. So it should be around $13,000 as of right now, wouldn't you say? Yeah, they've at $1 or at 13 times face value, so 2,000 coins. So we got some digging to do, and when we dig it up, we'll show you. So, woohoo! Praise the Lord, we have found it. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys, we have extricated the bucket, and it's right over here. So I wanted to show you. It had some water get in on it, but it's silver, so it's going to be fine. I wanted to show you real quick. If I can get this down, I don't want to get dirt in it. It's been in the ground for about 20 years, so. With the water? Drain the water out. Yeah.
Drain that drag out too.
We get on the other side. I'm going to set the camera down and drain this real quick. I'm going to set it down there. We'll go ahead and get the water out without letting any other coins out. We got a little pinkish hue to it. And it's just about to rain on us. Okay guys, take a look at that. So far, that's what we're seeing. There's ones like this. All silver. Kennedy's. There's silver dollars in there as well. Oh, Morgans. Wow, look at all the Morgans. There's a peace dollar. Wow, that's cool. Lots of them in there. We got to get them relocated real quick. Back to safety. Sorry, I'm kind of bouncing everywhere, but look at that, guys. That's what about $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 worth of silver looks like. So, praising the Lord that we found it. Wow, it was not exactly where it was supposed to have been, but the old GPX sniffed her out. So, we're going to go look for another one. It's about to rain on us, so we got to move real quick, but hopefully we'll get on another one. Alright guys, we got it back at the house, and we haven't done any cleanup yet, but pretty neat. There's a peace dollar right there, and there's just lots of different ones in here, as you can see. A lot of Kennedy halves. I hadn't even gone through it at all and looked at any of them. I know I did see some Walkers that were in here, but these are all Kennedy halves. I don't know what the dates are on them, but that's neat. The peace dollar is pretty cool. Here's some that are still jacketed up. Like I said, this was buried about 20 years ago, so it's a cool find. Cool find for sure. Here's a Walker. See if we can get a date on that one. You guys can see it. 1885. So that's an oldie for sure right there. 1885 on the Walker. Boy, we've seen some wear. You see that? That is neat. But there's some better lighting in there, and you can see them. Here's that little pile of Walkers that I'd picked up earlier, I think. But there was a red rag in there. Looks like a 1901, isn't it? Or something. Yeah. There was a red rag in there, so they all have a little bit of discoloration, but that is really cool. That was neat to find. I'm so tickled we found it for them. And it'll be put to good use. So we're going to go try to find one more if we can. If we find it, we'll show you.